Hello everyone, this is Chris B and welcome to Simply Delicious, where the food is simple, it is quick, sometimes it's elegant, sometimes it's very country, and most of the time it is simply delicious. Actually, I would say all the time, but that's my opinion. All right, so welcome again to my show, everybody. I'm so glad you guys have been watching my videos, you have been enjoying my videos. Please like, share, and subscribe, because on this channel we're having fun with food that is oh so good in your mouth, and you can cook it in less than, I'll say, 30 minutes. Okay, most of them we try to do them as fast as possible. So in this video today, what I'm going to do for you is an ode to my high school job. I worked in a restaurant called Ponderosa. So this is my version of sirloin tips with mushrooms and onions in a lemon butter sauce. And then we'll have a quick potato in the microwave and we'll be eating. So what it's going to take for this delicious meal today is a lemon, a real lemon with seeds in it. Hello, somebody. We're going to need some white onion. White onion. We're going to need the actual sirloin tips. You can get those in the meat store. And I'm going to use some sliced mini portobello mushrooms. And we're going to use a little pitty pat of butter. And we got our skillet already on. It's nice and hot back here in the back. And I'm going to mix my butter with some olive oil, some extra virgin olive oil. And let me get that down. Okay. So I'm going to use some olive oil. So the first things first, we got the skillet that's hot. All right. And what I like to do is when I cook meat, especially when it's comes straight out of the refrigerator, you want your meat to be somewhat rested. So I'm going to give it a few seconds in the microwave just to kind of knock the chill off, okay? So I'm just going to throw this in my microwave up here. Just throw it in there. Let me show you how I do that. Boom. Take the meat, put it in the microwave, hit the defrost, and we'll set it at 0.5 pounds and hit start. Okay, and while that's going to be about 3 minutes. Okay, I'm going to turn this skillet down to low and actually take it off the heat because it's a little hot here. And we're not using the cast iron today, we're going to use my copper skillets. So in this hot skillet that we're letting calm down here, I'm going to go ahead and multi-use. I'm going to throw my lemon in there too for about 15 seconds. Okay, so well, actually it's defrosting. We'll let that go and then we'll put the lemon in there. Okay, all right, so my skillet is a little bit hot. So for a hot skillet that you want to calm down, you can put some cold water in it just like I just did. Okay, these are some tricks into the kitchen. And just to calm it down just a little bit, to change the temperature, I'm going to bring that down. Okay, pour that water out. Okay, and so what we'll do here is get our onions chopped up here. All right, so what I did is I just sliced the onion down with my knife. I just cut it down this way, so you know it's rounded, so you want to cut it down that way. Okay, I did it like that, and then this is what you'll get, is the rings. Okay, and so what I'm going to do with those rings is I'm just going to pull them apart one layer at a time. Okay, see how I did that? Boom, voila, onion rings. All right, so in this skillet back here, I'm going to take a little pitty pat of butter, and this is softened butter. Throw it in the skillet. I'm going to add the olive oil to the butter, about a couple tablespoons. It's fine. All right, something else fell in there that I don't want. All right. So we're gonna bring this heat back up till about medium. Okay. Just swirl that around, swirl that around. And then what I'm gonna do is get this back up hot where I want it. So when it starts bubbling, we're gonna throw those in there, okay? So I like to build up flavor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add these onions in here right now. Add half of them, not all of them, just half of them. All right, so we're gonna use that to cook our steak. Okay, so while that's sizzling in the back, working for me, we're just gonna saute these onions a little bit to get the onions to release their flavor. Okay. Now what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna add any salt. Okay, so that's all I needed to do is to knock that chill off. See, it looked like it's about to explode in there. Take my knife and go in, okay? You don't want to start with cold meat because that's a part of the reason why your meat is tough. All right, so we're gonna do that. Take it right out of here. Now, you can rinse your meat off. And some water here. Now, a lot of people argue that you don't have to clean the meat. I know the FDC, the Food Administration, says that you don't have to do that, but that's a personal preference. I personally like to clean my meat, or rinse it off, I should say, because you're not really washing it with soap. All right, so my onions are starting to crisp up here, and they're starting to permeate into this oil and butter mixture. We got the two together because, first of all, I like to taste, and then second of all, I really like the I don't want my butter to burn. So you need some oil with it in order for that not to happen. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my handy dandy pie dish here. And I just wanted, like I said, I just wanted these onions to really, when I start to smell them, I know that the flavor of them is in this oil. And I'm going to use this. I'm not going to necessarily brown it right now. So I'm just going to take this out. I'm going to start adding in our meat. And what I want to do is I want the skillet really screaming hot because I want to get a nice sear on the meat. So when you get a nice sear on it, what you can do is get the juice, the juice in the meat to retain, you can retain more moisture. All right, so we're going to make this as dry as we possibly can with this paper towel. Okay, so I'm just dabbing away here. All right, so let's get that meat in there. Put it in here individually, okay? Put it in there individually. All right. So you don't really want to crowd the pan, but you really want it to cook, okay? You really want it to cook. All right. So, okay, so while that's working, I'm going to go ahead and get a washed potato that I have here. All right. And wash my hands. Second. So I have 2 washed potatoes here that I am going to put inside of my handy dandy bag, and we're going to bake them all. How you like me now? As soon as I can find my bag here, because it has gotten away from me. Okay, we don't have time for this, people. Oh, there we go. All right, so I got my little potato bag here that I bought. One of those infomercials, those infamous infomercials. But this one really does work. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this in the microwave for 4 minutes. Okay, let's clear that off. 4 minutes. And so, there we go. All right. So we're cooking in this kitchen, in this dojo. All right. So I'm not going to add any salt or anything to it because I don't want it to go soft on me. I want it to get a really nice crust on it. And in order for that to happen, we don't need the salt on it just yet. All right. And they're not quite there yet, but I want to make sure they're in here in their place. So you cook the sirloin tips to whatever doneness you prefer. A lot of people like them medium. Some people like them, rare or whatever. So it depends on how you want them done and how long you're going to cook them. I like mine to be about medium well. Okay, somewhere between medium and well. All right. So we're just turning these over individually. They don't have quite the crust that I want on them, but we're getting there. All right. Of course, I'm using my favorite tools, which is the tongs. There we go, y'all. Now let's see what's happening here. In this skillet, as our sirloin tips are coming together. All right. Let's see if I can get some more in here, actually. I don't like to crowd it out, but I want it to cook. So when my skillet starts slowing down, that's when I turn up my temperature. Okay, you want to turn it up to a higher temp because you want to keep it consistent. Okay. All right, so there we go. It's looking good, y'all. It's looking good. Okay, and all of them's not going to get that crust on them. I can't get them on there, but I just got to get this skillet extremely hot. Now, a nice way that you can really get that crust that you want on them is by cooking the sirloin tips inside of a black skillet, okay, a cast iron skillet. I'm just using my copper skillet today, so this is the ones I use on my new wave cooker. So I haven't used them in a while, so that's why I'm going to use those, okay? But if you really want that nice crust, get you a nice cast iron skillet. But these are going to be soaked in that sauce anyway, so I'm just building up a fond in my skillet here. And so it's starting to really exude its liquid, which is nice. All right, so our skillet here is getting nice and thick. And I was actually able to get all of them that was in that package in here. Let me see, how much was this? How many pounds was this? Yeah, 1.13 pounds. So meat I have here. All right, so let me bring it down so y'all can see what I'm doing. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna turn this up to super high. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these onions back in here. My potato is done in the microwave, and I usually give that like a couple of minutes. I'm going to add more of my raw onion to it here, as you can see. Okay, make sure the paper skin is off of your onions. Because nobody wants the paper skin. Yuck. All right. So we're just going to kind of toss this around. because we're almost to the doneness that I want with these. Because you got to remember, it's going to cook more in the butter sauce too, so everything's going to be nice and hot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in a little bit of Lea & Perrins, okay? Lea & Perrins, okay? This is the Worcestershire sauce that I personally like. I know they ain't adding any endorsement to my videos, but they can. They can feel free, but this is a freebie for them today. All right, so I'm just going to cook this down. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my mushrooms in here. I'm going to add my button mushrooms that are already sliced right on in here. That looks good to me. Okay, we'll take those potatoes out. They've sat long enough. Then we're going to give our lemon about 20 seconds in the microwave, or 25. Okay, so we can get that juice out of that lemon. And like I said, this is my version of sirloin tips. This is not exactly the way Ponderosa will cook them, but this is my ode to them. I do primarily, even though I was a cashier, I do pretty much remember how they used to make it. But this is my way of doing it. All right. Sirloin tips with mushrooms and onions, and a little bit of butter and lemon. Okay. All right, so my lemon is done. I'm going to give this a roll first, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the zest from this very hot lemon. Yowza. Cool that down just a little bit. OMG. Okay. So we're going to take our grater here and get some of this zest off of this lemon. Yep, I'm going to do it right over it. And actually, I got an even better tool, now that I think about it, that I should be trying to use that I have not used. Okay, here we go. So we can get some strips on there. There we go. Yeah, this is much nicer. I haven't even. So y'all see that? Let me bring the camera in. So let's. So we got sirloin tips. Ooh. Nice and hard. Everything is gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. Yeah, everybody's looking for an answer to the questions of life. Never let go, no. Alright, so that's just a tap of cornstarch. I'm gonna add classic butter and sour cream potato with a twist. So we got a classic butter sour cream potato with a little bit of a twist. And we're gonna put a little bit of blue cheese crumbles on top. I have a baked potato, so the baked potato I added some blue cheese. There's a few. Okay, blue cheese crumbles. And we got some all right, so tips is just about done. And so right before they end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of cornstarch, probably about a half teaspoon, add it to some cold water, and this is probably about, I don't know, half a cup maybe, something like that. Add that in there and make sure it's dissolved in the water. And then I'm going to tighten all of this up in here. All this juice that I have, I want it to thicken up. So I'm just going to add this cornstarch with water to it. And we're going to bring this up to high and let it get thick right quick. And then we're going to taste it for seasonings, and we're going to add a little bit. I know I'm going to add a splash of vinegar in it to wake everything up. So let me go ahead and do that. And I do literally mean a splash. So I got apple cider vinegar here. Just going to add not even a half a teaspoon, just a little bit. And okay, we got this on high heat. Gonna swirl it around, swirl it around. Let me bring it. All right, so we're just about there, y'all. Okay. All right. Ooh, that sauce is nice. It's nice and silky. I'll let you see that. You see that? That's good stuff. All right. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and serve this up. And I am going to use a slotted spoon to get this out, and then I'll drizzle some of the sauce on the side over it, okay? I already got my baked potato that I had cooked in the microwave. Kind of fell apart, but that's okay. So we got some parsley on top, a little butter and some sour cream, and I added some blue cheese to it too, just to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and get some of these sirloin tips here on the side. There we go. And we want you to see them with everything in there. Okay. So here they are, sirloin tips. And a nice baked potato right out of the microwave. A nice russet. Don't that look delicious to you? That looks delicious to me. Look like I'm ready to eat. And then so I'll just let this continue to cook down, because I want that sauce to get nice and rich. And then we're just going to take a little bit of this sauce and drizzle it as soon as I can get a real spoon here. Let's get our ladle here. I'm going to put some of this sauce over it. See that? You don't want it to be too watery. You want to have some kind of consistency to it. And the more you cook it down, the thicker it'll get. Okay? But again, you just want it to drizzle over it. And I didn't add a lot of seasoning to it because the leading parents has salt in it and everything. But I did add some black pepper in here, of course. So you gotta have that, because you know I love my pepper now. So there you have it. Sirloin tips and baked potato. And let me taste it for you, because actually this is going to be my lunch for tomorrow. So I'm trying to be smart and not do a whole lot of eating before I go to bed. All right. Well, we're going to definitely try it for you, because that wouldn't make sense not to do that, right? All right, so here we go, y'all. We're going to go in. Let me zoom back out, okay? Whew. First bite. So, classic steak taste. Sirloin is a little bit chewy, but it's not tough to eat. Mushroom and potato combined with the sour cream and the blue cheese. See that? That blue cheese in the back is just like really popping in my mouth. Yeah, I like that. Let's cut into this. I did say medium well. Well, I cooked them till they were well. Oh well. But the cool thing is that they're well done, but they're definitely not dry. Okay. So I just cut a piece of it so you can see on the inside here. Let me do it with my plate over. Okay. Ooh. Okay, okay, there we go. Y'all see that? So actually, yeah, it still is somewhat medium well. You said a little slight pinkness on the side. That's good. That's how I like it. I don't think it was gonna be well, because I'll let it hang out in the sauce a little bit too long, but at least I thought it did. But it turned out perfect. All right. So there you have it. Enjoy. Thank you so much for watching my channel. It is my pleasure to cook foods for you that I like, that you can make at home I really enjoy restaurant quality food at home. Sirloin tips with mushrooms and onions and a lemon butter sauce. A nice baked potato with sour cream and butter and blue cheese. Thank you for joining me. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is Chris B, and welcome to Simply Delicious. Bye for now.